Hey friends, Miss Skinny Jeans here coming at you with another Trigger Happy Thursday. So this one goes out to anyone who has ever started a restrictive diet or fitness plan in order to get to some definitive goal, like a detox, a master cleanse, P90X, a bodybuilding competition. Now, especially for us type A restrictor types, these rigid plans are really just fantastic opportunities to show how good we are at discipline, often to our complete mental and emotional and sometimes physical detriment. So let's take a look at an example. Once upon a time, I wanted to be a fitness competitor. Those of you who are maybe familiar with fitness competitions know exactly how much restriction and sacrifice actually goes into the prep. 12 weeks of grueling, progressively more difficult weightlifting sessions, 12 weeks of increasingly more intense and frequent cardio sessions, 12 weeks of tighter and tighter restriction on what and how much you're allowed to eat, 12 weeks of fewer and fewer interactions with friends and family, and greater obsession with body image, scrutiny, and fear. It sounds like a lot of fun, huh? Well, so fitness competitors are often vocal about their competition prep. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, it is a minefield of pictures of post-workout pump, Fitspo, and chicken breast and broccoli in Tupperware. So what happens if you realize halfway through the prep that prepping for a competition isn't actually healthy, that you're literally signing up and paying people money to judge your body, that 2-a-day cardio is not more rewarding than going out to ladies' night with the women at work, that you don't actually like tilapia? Well, unfortunately, maybe because of the social media aspect, but I think there's more to it than that. Most of us, we just keep going. We keep going because we've paid the money. We've hired the coach. We have made ourselves publicly accountable. It's a part of our identity now. And most importantly, we're scared of what our disordered eating, our ED, will do to us if we quit. So even if you haven't been diagnosed with an eating disorder, I can guarantee that there is an ugly voice in your head that is keeping track of your calories, judging other women in the gym, telling you your glutes aren't round enough, teaching you how to fear food and feel beholden to your meal plan. And even if you haven't been diagnosed with an eating disorder, but you are beginning to feel disordered, out of control, trapped, unable to sustain relationships, scared, depressed, or angry, any of those emotions around food and exercise and body image, then I don't want you to seek help after your show. I want you to do today's happiness trigger instead, and don't follow through. Yeah, believe it or not, quitting is sometimes a good thing. Now, don't get me wrong, following through is great. Dependability is essential to establishing and earning trust in relationships, whether it's trust from yourself or others. But sometimes we sign ourselves up for things that we just can't sustain, that break down our relationship with ourselves and others, things that destroy our ability to trust our own bodies. So when you get to that point, the point where you acknowledge that maybe things are out of control and maybe not what you signed up for, staying in just to say that you did it is actually going to act against you. When you follow through on a plan based on somebody else's rules, based on what you imagine are others' expectations of you, you lose your ability to trust yourself to make decisions. And when you can't trust yourself to make decisions about what's best for you, you lose the belief in yourself to set those healthy boundaries. In fact, if you don't learn how to say no now, you're never going to be able to say no in the future. And the same thing happens when you say yes to working overtime every day at work, or you say yes to a sexual encounter that makes you uncomfortable. People-pleasing has a cost. It erodes your ability to trust yourself to say no when it counts. And eventually you just start doing what others want you to do or what you think others want you to do because it feels easier, even if it's really not more comfortable. You need to establish healthy boundaries even with yourself. If you're doing a Whole30 and you're on day 16 and ready to kill yourself for an almond, I don't care how many people are liking your food pictures on Instagram. If you're doing a couch to 5K and you twist your ankle, I don't care how many people are counting on you to post your race times to Nike Plus. If you're doing a fitness competition and it's destroying your life, I don't care how much you've wanted to post one of those bright orange blingy bikini supercut photos to Facebook. Back out now. Don't follow through. Okay? You don't have to prove to anyone that you can do it. If anything, you need to prove to yourself that you don't have to. Not that you can't. You know you can do it. If you're a restrictor type, you can totally do it. And you probably will. But Is completing the challenge, entering the competition, or satisfying your Twitter following really serving you? Is it giving you the opportunity to see yourself following through on establishing your own boundaries? And yes, I know that boundaries are not as sexy as posting an after photo on Instagram, but they're going to make your life a lot better in the long run. I promise. So, what are you going to not follow through on? Whether it's, your juice cleanse or your fitness competition, whatever it is, I really do encourage you to take an inventory of what it really means to you to follow through and what it means not to. Write yourself a pro and con list, or at least give yourself the option to prove to yourself that you don't have to do it. And let me know, what aren't you going to follow through on? You can leave me a comment down on the comment section of inmyskinnyjeans.com. That's GENES. Or, of course, you can tweet at me on Twitter, because I count characters and not calories, at Miss Skinny Jeans, also GENES. And of course, you can listen to the Finding Our Hunger podcast over at findingourhunger.com and leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. And until next time, I really do hope that you learn a little bit of trust in yourself by not following through. I hope that you're able to set those boundaries, and of course, stay hungry and keep on triggering happy.